For rounds 3 and 4 of the 2020 Yunzer Graphics Super Late Model Tour, we'll head to Lanier down in Georgia. This racetrack is right across the street from Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta, something we didn't know until we went there. It's literally right across the street, Vinny.
Yeah, no, and we're just doing, I just did a Google Maps search just to clarify that it's straight across from Road Atlanta, which is amazing to me because I love this track because this is, I wouldn't say I grew up at this track, but this is where I started my
Definitely
iRacing.
Didn't grow up at this track. I don't know where that came from at all.
Well, no, because
born and raised in Long Island. I don't know where that was coming from.
No, because on iRacing I did.
Okay,
in that sense, because this is a track I got my first win. This is only when the Legends car was used as the rookie oval car. You only have choice of this track and Sobo, so yeah, it was a track dear to my heart. And here we are here with the Super Late Model Score. Lindsay currently out on the track, putting down a time is James Miller, Jeffrey Fisher, Nathan Velez, your top three for a double header in the Super Late Model.
Yeah, so tonight we're gonna be running 2 100-lap races at this racetrack, and it's a tiny little bull ring. It's a lot of fun. We have only 13 drivers here, so it should be really good, clean racing. Not a lot of extraneous people that cause incidents here and there. So I'm really looking forward to this. We got a bunch of our drivers out on track already as qualifying is underway here.
Yeah, the laps are really quick. These guys are doing under 13-second laps. Waiting for a few more guys to put down times. Justin Kilb out there in the 52. He's now across the line. 12.9 for the 52 car.
Yeah, these laps tick off even quicker than, oh, you see Kolb getting the wall there. These laps tick off even quicker than they do at Bristol. So if we had a big field, I'd be really worried about getting a lot of crashes, but tonight I don't think that's going to be the case. Look at Brent Miller, though. All the heat that he's generating in these brakes in his Dodge Challenger, that's a cool looking car. But look at already the heat in the rotor still remaining even on the straightaways here. The brakes are going to get hot. These cars are going to get rowdy. And 100 laps is going to go by quick. We get to do it twice to qualify for both races. It's going to be a fun one.
Indeed. Across the line for the 89, he's up into 6th position. It's actually kind of nice having a small field. This is, I think, a more realistic size of what you would see supermodel race around here.
Supermodel race?
Super late.
Okay, you said supermodel. That would be, I want to see that as well. So 11 drivers have laid down a qualifying time, and Brent Miller is going to be 6th best on the board. So Matt Grunberg, Nick Miller still have not laid down times yet. Take a look at the weather conditions. A beautiful evening here in Georgia and mostly cloudy skies. 66 track surface, though. That is cool and grippy.
Yeah, these guys are definitely going to use up a lot of that grip to get around here. We did see some guys kind of sliding out of these corners still, so even with the track as cool as it is, you could still expect these guys struggling to get all the power down. And the thing is, you know, there are straightaways around here. For the most part, yeah, you're pretty much turning. You can tell by the tire marks, or not the tire marks, the rubber lay down on the track, is that these guys maybe go straight for maybe a few dozen feet, and then they start turning again for the corner. So they're constantly turning around here. I think these guys might get dizzy after all the laps they put around here.
Yeah, it's also one of these racetracks that's a lot wider than it really needs to be. The only line that you really need is the one right against the inside lane there, maybe a little bit towards the middle, but you get out of the inside line, you're going to go backwards in a hurry. Now, there's not that many places you can go backwards tonight, so I think we're going to see some pretty aggressive racing, because you know if you make a mistake, you're only going to go back to 10th or 11th spot, so go for it. You might as well. So a minute left in qualifying here. James Miller, the pole sitter, also the previous race winner from Watkins Glen a couple weeks ago, went out there and dominated that race, but a very different style of racing tonight. However, drivers typically that run better at road courses run better at short tracks. Those two things kind of are hand in hand. I wouldn't really say that it's something you see in a super late model driver very much, because those cars don't really run on road courses, but we're going to see tonight how James Miller stacks up. Sam Close, great qualifying effort for him, 2nd on the board. Matt Hackathorn in 3rd in his number 84, then Fisher and Finn, the rest of your top 5.
And of course, Matt Grunberg electing not to qualify. We typically see him make his charges from the back to the front. Should be fairly easy for him tonight to at least attempt that with a fairly small field. Look like he'll be starting in about 12th position.
It's one of the fun things we did when we were at another short track Southern National. We looked around to see if there was any phone numbers we could call. There's 1866 Plumber. Anytime. How does 9:45 on a Sunday night sound to you? If anyway, should we call them up and see if they're around?
See if you can go give service in Binghamton, New York.
Yeah.
Make the checkup.
Absolutely. So looking down the rest, it's kind of a fun little thing to see what sponsors are on here. Again, this track hasn't gotten a visual update probably since 2008 or 9.
A very long time. Although that being said, when I was loading up here, I don't know what, I feel like they updated the track textures or something and didn't put it, or the grass textures. It just looks
does look a little better than it used to.
It's because I feel like it used to be a lot brighter and noticeable. Now it's a lot more subdued. I guess like actual grass.
Yeah.
So
well, they've been undoing the neon green for a while.
Yeah.
They just redid Talladega, Richmond. I know VIR and Barber also got the similar treatment. So field is gridding up here. We'll see if we get everybody on the grid. I think we only had 11 lay down in time, so we'll see if Grunberg and Miller even join the field tonight. 2 100-lap events. These races each will be about 20 minutes. They go green from start to finish. The chances of that are pretty high.
Yeah, especially with the small field. I imagine these guys are going to take care of their stuff pretty easily. I think they're going to definitely want to get some solid green flag runs. And with a small field like this, I think it's going to put less emphasis on just charging up to the front as quickly as possible. You know, typically you see with big fields at a small track like this, you know, 20 some odd cars, 30 cars in some cases, got a lot of guys in the back are going to get into wrecks because they're just going to send it 3 wide into turn 1, making up as many spots as possible.
We're hearing from Corey, who's hanging out in chat, that this is OG. 2006-ish.
Wow.
But of course, texture updates from when it got dirtified. So that you're right about that that feeling there. That is, yeah. This doesn't surprise me, but I wonder if 1866 Plumber is still around if we gave him a call. It's been a little while.
Yeah, I was gonna say we were talking about it too when we passed by when we went to Road Atlanta. The fact that it's now the Lanier
Raceplex or something. Yeah, it's now a karting facility.
Yep, they essentially tore down the entire infield. They paved it all. And essentially, well, for whatever events, whether it be, you know, drifting or karting or just track day, they just set up barriers to whatever configuration you want, which is a very smart idea. Because you can drive whatever layout essentially you want on this, and the banking's still there too, so you can even, I think they still might even do run some stoppers.
Sun just peeking behind the clouds here, kind of an overcast night. 1 to green here. We've got a very short grid we'll run through now. Miller and Close on that front row. Miller out of Canada won at Watkins Glen last week on the road course. We'll see if he can repeat at the Oval tonight. Then Hackathorn and Fisher in that second row. Let the rest of those scroll on the bottom of the screen because it's time to go racing from Lanier tonight for a doubleheader. Races 4 and 5. Gonna be a good one tonight. Here we go, rolling out of turn number 4 to turn them loose. Green flag flies and we're racing at Lanier for the Insurgraphic Super Late Model Tour. Lap 1 complete. It only took us 13 seconds, Finney, and rolling through 1 and 2 is leader James Miller. Hackathorn in second place in that 84. He got by Sam Close for that second spot. Right behind them, that's Kevin Finn trying to hold off an angry group of cars. There's Kolb to the inside of Fisher down in turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, you're seeing these guys immediately bottom feeding, and even that second lane too on the outside. I mean, you were talking about you're normally going to use the outside, but if anything, you're using those bottom 2 lanes. There's no real grip or speed up there at the moment. You see the 06 fall on back. Now trying to hold off Acosta in behind, looking at Corey Lindsay and the 00 off the front.
Great looking Challenger graphics on the 2 car as well. His taillights are awesome looking as he makes his way up off the corner. Big slide for Jeffrey Fisher. These cars got a whole lot of power. Look at the brakes already glowing red hot on the 06 of Fisher, and they're going to be like this all night long.
Yeah, these brakes are going to get quite a bit of a workout because as soon as these guys are off on the straightaway, they're going to immediately start braking just past the line for the next corner.
There's Matt Grunberg to the inside of Brett Miller. Grunberg started in 12th. He has yet to gain any spots. His first one is down. He'll drive right on through Miller. And I said how aggressive drivers would be, knowing if they make a mistake, they're only to go around to 11th, 12th, or 13th. So we're going to see some big dives later in the race. See Kevin Finn go by Sam Close. That's for third.
Close wasn't able to really capitalize on the outside lane, obviously being kind of stuck out there. Immediately went to the inside, but Finn moving up some spots. He's actually causing a bit of a checkup. At least there are a lot of these guys are checking him in behind Sam Close. You see Kobe, he's been moving up quite a bit. Already looking on the back of Nathan Velez in that 48.
Yeah, he started in 9th. He's up to 6th spot now. He's got Jeffrey Fisher in behind him, who's dropped 3 spots. So he's going the wrong direction. Does that close almost in the wall there out of turn 4?
Potentially, I think Kobe got a piece of it as well off the corner.
There is the leader, James Miller, going on through. Hackathorn still second. Look at Kolb go the long way around.
I think he's actually getting in the middle, getting past Costa up the inside and gonna potentially get the spot on the 52 again. Not a whole lot you can do on that outside. You can try all you want, but it's tough. Oh, and Lindsay almost gets into the back or in the quarter panel of the 52.
They've straightened it back out. They'll continue. Grunberg up to 10th around the outside of Richard Hines. Not a lot of rubber on the outside of the racetrack. I think we discussed before the drop of the green flag how little rubber there is up on the top of the racetrack. It's going to be tricky to make passes, but if anybody can do it, Grunberg can.
Yeah, I think really it's going to come down to a lot of pinching on the outside lane, trying to ruin the run off the corner for that inside driver, and you see him rocking around the 87 for that 10th place spot.
Up the road a little bit. Sam Close now under pressure from Velez. Fisher dives up underneath the yellow line. Velez got spooked and gave him the spot, or at least the opportunity to grab a spot behind him. Kolb and Acosta retrading positions.
Yeah, Acosta now put on that outside lane. Now Acosta trying to fall back in line in front of the 00 Corey Lindsay, but Lindsay gonna dive it down into turn 3. Almost contact on exit. Here comes Grunberg in the 54 to the outside.
Great racing here. The 00 dove into turns 1 and 2 again, but now he's got Grunberg. Grunberg loose out of 2.
Trying to get back on him, maybe open up the door or force Lindsay to open up the door on that inside.
Already 16 laps complete.
Whoa, a little bit of bump.
Yeah, they're really playing with fire right now, but again, the aggressiveness is only going to go up from here. Again, we have 2 of these races tonight. This is just race 1 of 2. And these both count for full points. It's worth a lot.
Meanwhile, up in the front, James Miller just driving away from everyone else. 2.4 second or lead over Matt Hackathorn in second place. Now looking at...
There goes Velez. He gets turned off the nose of the 06 of Fisher, and the first caution of the night is out at lap number 18. And no damage, at least not anything significant, so he'll go back to where he was. Let's take a look at how he got turned around. We saw it there, but 06 has a run off into the corner and just chucks it down in there. It's in a little too hot.
Yeah, that's really the tough thing. You know, if you miss your braking point, you're going to miss the corner, especially when everyone's going for that inside lane.
Just took a lunge. We'll reset, re-rack him, restack him, go for a restart here in just a moment. I'm not sure we're going to see a lot of pit stops, but Fisher has elected to at least drop to the tail here.
This is the interesting thing about this place is the fact that you enter in turn 4 and you exit in turn 1. You're probably saying, you know, Finney, that's not, you know.
I'm not even sure if he's hitting pit lane. I think he's just dropping to the tail here. He voluntarily? Yes, he... No. Stay out on the racetrack.
So yeah, interesting thing about the pit lane here is the fact that you have to circle all the way back around. So you enter in turn 4, you have to go an entire circle. Then to finally get to your pit stalls, which are all you see down in turn 3.
This track just, the pit road is so confusing.
And then you
here.
finally exit back out in turn 1 after a complete cycle.
I still don't know if I understand it, even after all this time. So, no lead changes so far, though. James Miller's led every lap so far. We've had 1 caution so far.
Man, how cool would it be if you could actually drive
Drive onto it.
Yeah.
Again, I've always thought drivable paddock spaces would be super cool. I'm one of those people that, like, if it makes it more realistic, I don't care if it's less convenient. I want to drive onto the track. I want to drive through the paddock. I want to drive my hauler to the racetrack. I want to do everything. Back to the restart here, though. Miller on the inside, Hackathorn on the outside, coming to the green here, Finian.
Green flag back in the air, Lanier, and it's going to be Miller off and again, and Hackathorn now immediately going to go to the inside, trying to cover his bases, unlike what Close could have done on the initial start. He's going to hold on to that second place position.
Out of turn 4, Miller tries to pull away again, side by side behind him. That's Justin Colvin, the 52. Up underneath Sam Close, this is for 4th. Not quite clear yet. There's the 2 of Acosta and Corey Lindsay. They've been tit for tat tonight, side by side, and we're going to get real tight out of turn 4.
Lindsay was getting into the quarter panel, the 2 of Acosta.
Great racing here tonight. This is some good short track action. I think we figured this coming in with the small field, but there's Gruenberg up on the high side of the racetrack, trying to roll on the outside of Corey Lindsay, but nowhere to go yet with Acosta there.
Lindsay trying to get to the inside and get more alongside the 2 of Acosta. You see Acosta get a decent run off the corner.
A lot of front brake in these cars. The rears don't nearly get as hot as the fronts. There goes Gruenberg on through. That is for 7th, and he's down.
It's been slow progress for the 54, but he's been getting there slowly but surely. Going to try to open the door to the inside of Lindsay. Going to be aggressive down in turn 3.
We know he's always a threat to win. Was it last week at Watkins Glen? He's out of that race early. There goes Acosta to the inside of Corey Lindsay, trying to get back by. Up at the front of the field, it's still James Miller leading the field. Jeffrey Fisher was involved in that last accident. He's back down in 10th.
He's just trying to make up some spots. And Velez, who was the victim of that accident, he's back in 11th.
Riding on board. Listen to how, I mean, these are powerful cars, upwards of 600 horsepower. You're only on throttle for about a second and a half. Look at Hines right in front, going to the inside of Acosta.
Almost
man,
gets him
big
on
push.
exit. Yeah.
For the 87. Corey Lindsay a little slow. Acosta's going to go a long way around again. A little bit of damage on the nose of that 2 car on the left front. Not sure where he got that from. He's going to dive underneath the 00. Nowhere to go, though. Gruenberg and Close side by side, and move Gruenberg now to 5th.
Clear him on the entry corner. Gruenberg's going to slide up in front of the 5, so now one more position down. Now looking at Cove and Finn up ahead. Currently battling it out for 3rd.
Oh, 52 smacked the wall out of turn 2. Now has a look to the inside of Finn, nowhere to go. That's a pretty heavy hit, though. You gotta wonder about the toe, that right front tire, if he had knocked it out.
Looks like got to fix back to something less severe than we thought initially.
Here comes Gruenberg. Right behind the Glory Motorsports car.
All going to be about setting up that.
Whoa!
It's
Wow, that 52, he's
line.
loose, he's tight, he's everything right now, but not in control, I can tell you that.
And now here comes Gruenberg going to work the outside, and he's going to be aggressive with this. And actually, Cope's just going to yield on over.
Let him by. That brings Sam Close into the mix. This is now a battle for 5th.
Gruenberg up into 4th, and I really think Gruenberg's probably going to be the only car I think that can challenge the 09 and James Miller. Hackathorn is holding on to 2nd pretty solidly, but not able to reel in that 09 or keep up to pace.
Battle back here, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. That's Lindsay all the way back to Jeffrey Fisher at the tail of this field, and Fisher still fighting back from the EOL that he took on that last yellow. Right up underneath the 87's rear bumper as Hines throttles up mid-corner. Meanwhile, for 3rd, here comes Gruenberg.
Trying to open up the door on the inside of Kevin Finn. Finn actually giving him the spot and giving him some space. But actually getting really solid runs off the corner.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to give it up that easy. Brakes really hot on the 14. He tries to woe down this car.
He's doing a great job of getting these runs off the corner, but I feel like he's slowly falling prey to the 54. You see, they're a lot more alongside now, heading into 3.
And now Kolb sees an opportunity underneath the 14. I think Finn's going to shut that down right here. Dives to the inside. The 52 has to slam on the binders to not get into him.
Nice quality short track racing here.
This is great stuff. This is a really fun car to watch race on short tracks because it's got way too much power and it's way too light for this power. It really gets up and goes.
You saw Lindsay and Acosta both hit the wall out of turn 4.
These cars only weigh about 2,800 pounds. They're pretty light and pretty high downforce considering what they are, what they look. They just look like stock cars, but yes, they are that, but they handle a lot better than your normal NASCAR Cup car stock car. So They handle pretty good, and they really show for it. Here comes Hines up the inside of Acosta. Big slide there.
Yeah, I think Hines is trying to force the two up the track so he can get that lane in, but he's been bad on the exits, and that's what's been costing him quite a bit. Jeffrey Fisher in the 0.6.
Look at these lap times, 13 seconds around this facility. How do you not get dizzy? You do 1,000 laps around here and see if anybody still has their lunch by the end of it. Bose is caught back up to Cole. This is still for 5th, and actually make it for 4th with Finn in this group now.
You see everyone getting different runs off the corner and different lines, slightly different ways of entry.
A little bit of a bobble. I still think Kolb is either burning up his rear tires or he's using too much throttle on corner exit because he's really struggling to get off the corner. Finn, big slide.
And Kobo, caution.
Looks like it's Nathan Velez again in the 48.
He's struggling quite a bit. He's also going to go a lap down.
The time he's gone around today, was this all on his own? Might be. Oh, yeah. Almost had it saved.
Just at the end there. He's actually going to keep his lap, so he got lucky with that.
And a couple of takers for pit lane. James Miller's on down.
What? Why is the pace car down? What?
Oh, yeah, why is the pace car down on pit lane?
Oh, is it going to do the thing? Do the work.
Why is the pace car down? Well,
is it going to do
there is first time for everything, that's for sure.
He's going to come back out here.
And he's just gonna lap on pit road. Oh, here he comes! He's back out! Hey! And the pace car wins the race off pit road. Is he gonna go back down now?
I'm so confused.
He's gonna go back down. That's the real question.
Oh man!
That was definitely speeding on pit road, I have to say. Whoa, there's Corey Lindsay. He's crashed on pit out.
Why did he come up there?
Again, he's confused. Pace car's confused. Everybody's confused. Oh, goodness.
Oh, I want to submit that to like the iRacing video. It's so fun. I've never seen that.
He went down pit lane, couldn't find his crew.
Yeah.
He had to go back out.
I've never seen that where the pace car just comes
It just
down.
did a full lap on pit lane and came right back out.
I've never seen the pace car come down by itself. Like you see it, like if you wait too long to delay the yellow, and then it comes back out. I've never seen while during a regular caution period the pace car just making that trip.
Well, I always joke about race control being easily breakable.
All right, now I think now the pace car is gonna hopefully go off the track.
Well, now it'll stay on and do a lap.
It's gonna race at every line.
Not sure how well it'll do. Pace car is off, and this time hopefully it'll stay there. Green flag back in the air here from Lanier. Just past halfway, Grunberg leads the way. This is a great camera opinion.
Yeah. Now you see Code trying to make a move to the inside of Hackathorn into turn 3, but Hackathorn and the 84 are going to hold solidly on to second place.
There's the 09 up there. That is James Miller, who started this race up in the front of the field. He came on down. He's got fresh tires, so they're going to see if they'll be worth anything here.
I think maybe to make that outside lane work, I think that extra rubber is going to help.
Miller with the 99, we haven't talked about him yet today. A little bit of pushing and shoving up the road.
Sam Close, a big wheel for him. And Richard Hines has been making some steady progress up the order, currently in 5th.
James Miller has actually scored a lap down right now, so...
Oh, actually, a lot of people scored.
Yeah, half the field's a lap down. I don't know if that's right.
I wonder if they're caught down on pit road.
Yeah, that could be.
The pit stops in these cars take quite a while, and again, with this short pace
look
lap.
at Miller!
Yeah.
Or excuse me, Fisher, all the way down on the apron, all 4 tires below the line, trying to use every bit of racetrack. Look at him down there.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't really think that works that well. Whoa! Gonna get into the 87. He goes up into Kevin Finn. It's still gonna remain green, but as I was saying, you can make that inside lane. Actually, you can make the apron work. Legends cars. I don't really think you can make it work that well with these
there goes
things.
the second place car. And a big stack of turn 4. 2, 3 cars involved.
And we're green still.
Still green. And there's the caution. Jeffrey Fisher involved. There's the 5 of Sam Close. Big stack up.
Yeah, this is the biggest wreck we've seen so far. Most of them have been single car spins, if not 2 car incidents, but that was a big crash involving several drivers, including the 5 and the 06.
All right, so let's go back and take a look. See, I was just trying to see what my message was relevant. Someone was telling us the sky is falling or something. Wouldn't be surprised at this point. So here's a look. Sam Close was one of the drivers involved, but it was actually the 84 that gets rear-ended by the 52 right there. And then the stack-up starts happening, and big hits for Fisher.
Yeah. I think Fisher was hoping that that wreck would happen just on the inside lane, but it came down onto the apron.
Right on board inside the 06. See what he saw out the windshield. Right there, and either you shoot for the inside, there's nowhere. He was throttling up, hoping to get through it, and he didn't make it. Oh, good thing it's a short track, and aerodynamics don't matter.
Yeah.
So just under 40 laps to go. That's about 8 minutes worth of racing. So we're almost to the end of this first race. Again, we're going to do it all over again, and just after the conclusion of this, I'm having a lot of fun up here. This is a fun race.
Yeah, this is really fun. You guys have been keeping it pretty clean. I mean, this is only even the third caution. I mean, a lot of races, really in anything other faster than maybe a modified, tends to be kind of a disaster.
The modifieds are a disaster. You can't race those cars with anything more than like 10 people.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're running half the race under yellow.
Yeah. So this has been a really...
that's consistent with real. Sorry to cut you off, but that's consistent with real life too. They just,
really?
Yeah. The modified races are always yellow.
I haven't watched a modified race in years.
It's like I don't even know if they know what a green flag is. I think they bring out the yellow on purpose because they think that's the normal flag that's supposed to be out. So caution is out, but it's also out.
Cautions feel pretty quick.
They do, well, because even the caution laps are less than a normal lap under pace at any other racetrack. So 1 to green here, coming to the restart. It's Gruenberg and Hackathorn on the front row. Then behind him, a beat up and bruised Sam Close, Kevin Finn. Then behind them, it's going to be Carlos Acosta and Nick Miller. Vehicles in behind. Coming out in turn number 4 and immediately launches. Does the 54, green flag back in the air, lap number 64. Kevin Finn is the driver that is in position for the free pass. Acosta, a big dive up the inside. They're fighting for the free pass. The last driver on the lead lap is actually James Miller. He's in the middle of this group.
The 99 working up the inside of Nick Miller, trying to make a move happen. You see a lot of these guys with damaged cars they're talking about. It doesn't really mean a whole lot. As long as you got some sort of power and the handling's fine.
Oh, a little bit of pushing and shoving. Acosta's Challenger looking a little worse for wear. And here comes Jeffrey Fisher. That damage is repaired enough. He's running back in 9th place a lap down, but he's got an opportunity to move up a few spots there. And he goes by Carlos Acosta.
Yeah, that's the thing too. We only have 5 cars now on the lead lap.
Oh, the 48 of Velez just drove in there and knocked the 2 car up out of the way. Not sure we're going to have a whole lot of friends here after tonight.
No, probably not. And the funny thing is, again, we have another race right after this, so I feel like there might be a lot of tension boiling over into that race.
Ooh, that's Justin Colby's in 4th place on the lead lap. And battling with some cars that are a lap down. 30 laps to go this time by. The 09 of Miller working his way through now. A very, very congested Lanier. Oh, right in front of them. They're 2 and 3 wide. They're trying to be.
See the 99 trying to work up the inside of Kevin Finn. Kevin Finn's barely going to clear over Nick Miller. Well, those guys will. Kevin Finn currently sitting in the lucky dog position, so those guys are fighting over that spot.
I think it's drivers like James Miller are hoping for a caution just so that they can cycle back to the front, have a chance at the win. They're buried in lap traffic right now and don't really have much of a chance to advance with the way things are.
No, and it's going to be hard to try to advance it because those guys, again, they're fighting for that free pass spot, so they're not going to give up their position even though they're a lap down.
Acosta, a bit of an issue with the wall there. There's Justin Kolb right behind him. These two not fighting for position, as we mentioned, but Kolb still wants by.
Still not giving it to him.
Up in front, Matt Gruenberg leads this race by 1.5 seconds over Matt Hackathorn. 25 laps to go.
It's a big gap there from Gruenberg and Hackathorn to the rest of the field. Kevin Finn's leading the rest of that pack, but in third, it's the 5 of Sam Close there, that green and black car.
Velez working over the 99 of Nick Miller. That is for position, and he wants it. Nick Miller wants to deny it to him. Up around the outside again.
Outside, trying to get that run off the corner, but Velez really putting the pressure on him.
Running out of time here, only about 5 minutes of racing left. If you want by, better do it now, because if we get a caution, the restarts are going to get really hectic. So you have to have to think, what lane do I want to be in? If I'm in the second lane, or second row, I want to be on the outside. I want to be fourth, because that's where the leader will take, probably. That's where Grunberg took it. I expect him to take it again, but we're going to go green probably to the end here, unless people get really antsy.
I don't know.
48 gets chopped by the 5.
These guys have not been single filed out yet, I think, since the restart, so it's a good chance someone's going to get a little impatient here. There you see in the back with 0-9. That is James Miller currently in 4th.
It's that he really needs to be able to get re-racked and restacked to have a shot at those front 3.
He's actually working to the inside of Sam Close. That is for position.
99 of Nick Miller is not for position. Love how these cars sound as well. They roar up out of turn 4. And Miller moves his way into 3rd.
Still not entirely clear. The 5 will finally get clear off of turn 4.
So driver on the free pass spot is still Kevin Finn. Jeffrey Fisher holds on to 7th. In the 06 car right behind him is Velez and Hines. This is for position between the 48 and 87.
It is really weird the way these guys are lined up on the track at the moment.
And James Miller and Sam Close right behind are for position for 3rd.
I think it's also really showing you definitely don't want to pit if you don't have to.
Yeah, again, I think the drivers that did that, they're not going to do it in a second race. They learned something. Big slide for the 5. Didn't actually cost him much.
I didn't cost him the track position. The 99 got past him on the track, but that wasn't for position.
Oh, there goes the 87. Hines sideways, goes back across the racetrack, collects Miller, and up and over goes the 9 car, upside down on his roof.
Wow.
On the back straightaway, and caution is out.
Big one at Lanier.
Wow. James Miller, wrong way up. Oh, he's from Canada. You'd think he's from Australia right now. Looking the wrong, Bill's face in the wrong direction.
I was trying to make a joke like that, but I wasn't thinking of how to convey it. So I'm glad you did.
Well, it's been the wrong way. The tires face the wrong direction.
The base car missed the exit.
Go back and see how he got turned up and over. It was the 87 car that originally got turned around. It was Richard Hines off the bumper of Miller.
Yeah, he turned back across the track, and wow, he got flipped over by Acosta.
Got hammered by Acosta. Here's a look in slow motion. There's the contact. There. And then he's going to try to slam on the brakes to avoid the 87. He comes back up across the track right here, gets stopped and turns sideways, and Carlos Acosta slams him, turns him up and over, and what a ride that 09 took.
That was a beautiful roll.
Looks like even slower. How about that? Some really high speed cameras at Lanier.
For all the money's gone into.
Look, I can do it even slower if you want.
Oh, God.
Okay, maybe not all day. One last look here at full speed. Oh, I got just drilled in the passenger side. So, looks like Miller will be done for at least this first race. So coming to the restart with less than 10 to go, now it's going to be on.
Yeah, it really is. And now these guys finally get a chance to line themselves back up in position. At least in the order they should be in. I believe it should be Kevin Finn that got the free pass indeed. So he's back up into 5th on the lead lap.
So Hackathorn has been running 2nd place all day long. We know he's tired of running P2, so he might have a look-see at Grunberg on the inside into turn 1.
Yeah, so it's Grunberg, Hackathorn, Close, Cove, and Finn, your lead lap drivers. Everyone else is a lap down. Starting with Jeffrey Fisher, the first car a lap down.
Lights are off on the pace car, coming into the green with 8 laps to go next time by. So it'll be about 1 minute and 45 seconds worth of racing. But don't go anywhere if you want to catch the finish of this one. We're not done after this. Remember, we have a second race. We're going to have about a 10-minute break.
It's going to be pretty quick.
7-minute break between race 1 and 2, so make sure you don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Green flag back in the air. 8 to go. Bobble for the 5. And they restart. The 84 on the outside, can he make it stick? Maybe a crossover on the 54, but he's going to stay up high.
Yeah, Grunberg got a pretty poor restart, which is uncharacteristic. Usually gets a pretty good jump, and you might be able to clear.
Here he comes, up the outside again.
Yeah, Hackathorn fighting pretty hard. If I was him, I would switch back and go to the inside, but he's trying to make that outside lane work.
Well, he's throttled back up now. He gets cleared. Big lift there. That was a mistake. He should have crossed over.
He's going to fall back in line. If anything, he's holding on to a really solid second place spot, but I imagine he's going to want to go for the lead here.
In the wall, and he drives off into the corner. There's 6 to go.
That car is suffering now with some damage. It's not handling as well as 54 up ahead, whose car is pretty much in pristine condition.
And Justin Kolb trying to hunt him down for second place. 5 laps to go now.
Here's what Kolb's got up his sleeve here to try to get that second place
Big
spot.
lunge. Unable to do it. 4 laps to go.
Get to the inside. I think he'll have it over Hackathorn. Hackathorn's car looking really tight. He's not been able to bring that car down to the inside lane.
Oh, the 52 went all the way to the bottom. I don't think that was intentional. It was a slip up there. 3 to go. Jeffrey Fisher in the 06 car is about a second and a half. Oh, actually, he's a lap down, so the best he can finish is 6. But for Matt Gruenberg, where did he start fading all the way in the back? 12th spot.
Yep. Typically, as you've seen in the past, he starts in the back, but somehow finds his way to the front.
Now,
And here
white
comes
flag.
out of 4 for the white flag, who in behind him, Kolb, trying to make a lane work to the inside. Hackathorn going to defend. He's got 2 more shots, really.
Checkered flag waving for Matt Gruenberg from 12th to 1st. He's going to win the first race of the night here for the 3Y Racing
Oh, and
League.
behind
For
him.
second. Drag race to the line. I think Hackathorn got him.
Yeah, by a nose.
24 thousandths of a second. What a battle that was. Let's take a look at that in slow motion. How about that?
Yeah, I think TV2 will probably be the best camera to look at that.
All right, let's check that out. E2. Let's see here. This is the drag race out of turn number 4 for second place between Hackathorn and Kolb to the line. Woo, that was a distance of a fender and a half.
Let's watch the last lap with them just to see how that was set up, because Kolb made a... I'm amazed he was able to get that close to the 84 in the first place.
He was just kind of riding the inside lane and sees an opportunity. He's going to dive up underneath there. Does he rough up the 84? No, Hackathorn just got a little slowed up in 3 and 4 as the cameras flash, checkers waving. Hackathorn goes P2. Here's a look at your race results. And just like Matt Gruenberg is used to doing, he wins from Lanier. Not done yet, though. 1 more of these races left to do. We're going to be gone for just a few minutes, so hang tight. Listen to our nice little elevator music. We'll be back in just a few minutes for the second race of the night. Stay with us.
Would you like to have a career in racing, and if so, what would you like to do, Dale?
Well, I want to
be a race car driver someday. That's, it's all I've ever known, racing.
What did you want to be when you grew up? So many people live a life of what if. Go to school, go to college, get a 9-to-5. This is how we support our dreams, with a safety net. Because we're unsure about taking a leap of faith. Because we're afraid. As we grow, we cross things off our list of dreams. We cut them down, make them realistic. Having control of things is reassuring. But for some, the rush of being out of control is what gives them life. Some say racing cars is reckless. Maybe they're right. Out of bounds isn't just cheating, it's cheating death. Football fields made up in seconds. Decisions made in instants. For the people that climb behind the wheel of these cars, they're not driving it. They become part of it. It's an extension of the body. As a child, I looked up to these people, faces hidden by helmets. The less you saw of the driver, the more believable it became that they were, in fact, just part of the machine. It's easy to forget that inside the cockpit is someone just like us, but with the mindset that fear is a motivation, not a barrier. But the reality is, race car drivers are not like us. They never cross anything off their list of dreams. They just keep writing more. Daytona. Le Mans. Indianapolis. Monaco. Places that used to be just places, now international symbols of victory. To those that enjoy the spectacle of racing, the 2 feet of concrete and steel cables are a wall between us and them, between sitting in the grandstands and standing in victory lane. These same walls are a stark, immovable reminder that racing drivers put their lives on the line for the sake of the thrill and entertainment. Despite the risk, despite the heartbreak, despite the cost. There are some on the sidelines who are fascinated by the danger. They are fascinated by speed, fascinated by the undying desire to be just a little bit better. Their dreams erased by geography, finances, or the lack of a famous last name. There are some who once wished to be a race car driver, but aren't, because they didn't get the chance. And they thought they'd spend the rest of their lives watching their heroes on television, or from the other side of the fence. They thought it was impossible to climb into a race car, so they crossed it off their list. But it's not impossible. There is a ticket to the other side of the fence. For those who want it bad enough, this is your chance.
Welcome back live, finally, to the Insert Graphics Super Late Model Tour. A little bit of a delay, sorry about that, but just getting ready to qualify for our second race of the night here. We had an excellent, very entertaining race in the first race of the evening. It was Matt Grunberg that came out on top. We got 13 drivers lined up again for the second one, Finian. Really excited to get this one underway. We saw some great short track battles before.
Yep, and now it's really going to be a short track race because now it's going to be under the lights here at Lanier. So we were racing in, I think, the late afternoon, if not very close to sunset, but now the lights are finally on. It's in darkness, and these guys are going to get ready to go. And I'm curious if we're going to see maybe any retaliation after some guys getting into each other in the first race. Will they pay back other drivers in this race?
It was pretty calm, cool, and collected for the first 60, 70 laps, and then all hell broke loose those last third of the race, really. So that's when the feelings got hurt. I wouldn't be surprised to see people get a little bit upset, but I think we'll at least start on a high note here in race number 2. I think towards the end of the night when people start getting desperate to grab some points, that's where we're going to see some chaos. So qualifying underway, drivers going to get out on track here. Well, in the meantime, because we already saw these guys qualify, we'll just kind of chat here a little bit. For those that are watching, I'm making an upgrade to a 2070 Super graphics card. That's kind of what the next level up for me would be, other than a 2080, and I can't afford a 2080, quite frankly. So we were just discussing, there's a Gigabyte 2070 Super that is really nice looking. It's the best looking one out there, and it is sold out everywhere. Yep. I can't get it till May, and I need it this week. So
if you're wondering what we're talking about, it's the Gigabyte Aorus 2070 Super. Yeah, it looks really, really good. And we're talking about it too. It's like I've seen on some people's builds recently, they have been mounting it sideways. Yeah, that particular one.
So the only thing, I'm looking at an Asus, the Turbo RTX 2070 Super, and it's actually it's a little bit less like gamer looking.
It's less flashy.
It's very much kind of reserved, which I actually kind of like. I like the aesthetic of it. The only thing, and this is just because I want the ability to be able to change my look in the future, there's a little tiny LED strip that is non-configurable, but by default it's blue and purple, which are the colors that my room is purple right now. Yeah. The colors that I roll with. So maybe that's okay. The only other downside is it doesn't have as many ports on the back as the Aorus does.
I just find it bizarre that they didn't allow you. Those are not non-addressable.
Yeah, again,
I don't it would not have cost them any more to make like.
Well, it's just one of those things where they can charge that extra little bit for the next model up, but I don't even think there is a next model up. I think that's just it. So
it's a different style of card at that point.
Yeah, so they actually have a 2080 that's the exact same cooler configuration, the exact same LED strip and everything, and you can't do it on that either. So I'm not sure, but I will say it matches my color scheme. The only downside really is the lack of ports. I don't need more than 4. Build my own. I built my computer. If I can't,
no.
I don't have
build your own graphics card.
I'm a computer engineering major, but I can't construct my own graphics card. My computer, yes, I have built myself. It's gone through several stages of construction over the years. This is the next major kind of update to it. More out of necessity. I never thought I'd say this. I thought when I bought my 1070 Ti a few years ago, that would be it for 5 or 6 years, but oh no. Assetto Corsa brought it to its knees this past weekend, and I really need to upgrade for the future. So I'm looking, Chuck, for the, I'm looking for the Gigabyte Aorus 2070 Super, the one that's all flashy, and that sort of thing.
It's got RGB fans.
Yeah, the thing is, though, the more I think about it, I like the Asus. Again, the only downside is that, like, again, with what we do, having a lot of displays is nice, and I feel like having 4 is going to be a limiting factor at some point. I have 3 displays. Well, I have 2 monitors now. I'm getting 3, so I'll have 5 technically. I can't even sell these. They're not even worth anything. I can't sell them.
Right.
Just hang on to them. Plug 5 in.
What are they going to run out of stuff to do on monitor?
I could put a separate window on every screen. I could have 10 screens. I'm gonna dig my own silicon out of the ground. Oh, Liam's cracking up. So yeah, upgrades. And the other thing is I could get one of those Aorus ones, but I need it like this week, and they don't restock until May. So that's awesome, or not awesome, however you want it. So if you're a card manufacturer, you're loving it. If you're a consumer, it's not fun because everything's expensive and hard to find and it takes forever to ship. So Newegg is coming to the resue, I think, and I'm going to get that Asus one. I was hoping the ROG folks would give me a little...
I'm waiting for it after this race is sold out.
Oh. I'm going to buy it in the middle of the race. Ooh, look at the 09 peeling off.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right. On the front row, James Miller, Justin Kolb. Canada and California sharing that front row.
And then moving on back to row number 2, it's going to be Corey Lindsay. Great qualifying effort out of the 00. Going to be starting in the inside next to Richard Hines in the 87 in 4th.
Row number 3, it's going to be Brent Miller in the number 89, the 5th place car in the Midwest, and another Midwesterner, Jeffrey Fisher, rolls off in 6th.
Back in 7th is going to be Kevin Finn in the 14, and he's going to be lining up in next to Matt Hackathorn in 8th, and he had a pretty bad qualifying effort, so he's going to be back in the field.
Row number 5, Carlos Acosta in the number 2 car back in 9th, and Nick Miller in the 99 in 10th.
Back in 11 is going to be Matt Grunberg, not qualifying yet again. He's going to be starting next to Sam Close in 12th in the 5.
All right, Nathan Velez going to bring us home in 13th. They'll start at the tail of the field. Time to go racing. Green flag flies, racing at Lanier for the 5th round of the Inzer Graphics Super Late Model Tour. And we rumble out into turn 1. Look at Hackathorn way up high. 3 wide, 4 wide, trouble back. Hitting 14, turns sideways. He hangs on. He saves it.
Yeah, I mean, this track's definitely wide enough for 4 wide, but you definitely don't want to do it amazingly. No one spun in that incident, so we're going to keep on going green. Acosta working to the inside of Richard. Will also follow his way on through, and even a blue and white car that is, I think, Grunberg in the 54 back there making a pass for 8th.
Down the inside goes the 54 car, so Hines goes down to 9th spot. Up at the front, James Miller, who led the first race for quite a while, came down to pit lane, gave it up, and didn't finish where he needed. He actually ended up upside down, so that mistake has been made. I don't think he'll do it again.
How about Corey Lindsay up in 2nd place? This is a really good run for him. That Exalta machine.
Started this race in 3rd. He grabbed 2nd right on the start.
Yeah, then Cove back in 3rd. Jeffrey Fisher in 4th.
Woo, he's
got a lot of cars in behind waiting for a spot. Brent Miller, Carlos Acosta, Hackathorn, Grunberg all in behind. Waiting for someone to make a mistake so they can pick up the pieces. Whoa, Hackathorn got into the 2 of Acosta, moved him up the track. Wasn't able to look to the inside as these two break away. Here comes Miller now off the corner, having a look to the inside of the 06. Can't get the move done.
This is such a fun track.
Yeah.
Car combo. And Hackathorn right out of the gate started this race in 8th. He's only gained 1 spot. He tried to gain like 7 on the initial start, but didn't go anywhere with it.
Grunberg now going to throw it up the inside of Hackathorn, battling it out for 7th spot. Grunberg gonna just get the spot into the corner. Yeah, Hines trying to follow his way on through to the inside. Hackathorn can't get it done. Or actually, we'll get it done now.
Yeah, gonna try to roll the outside groove. Matt Grunberg was the winner in race 1. He's now following a side-by-side battle in front of him. Gonna stick the nose up. He gets the 89, turns him out of turn 4. Miller collects it, but will lose 3, 4, maybe 5 spots as everybody stacks up.
And that was the same thing that happened to Finn earlier. And actually, speaking of which, there's the 14 next to the 89. They're duking it out for 10th place now. Oh,
89. Sometimes you're the bat, sometimes you're the ball, Vinny, and he goes backwards all the way down to 12th. Corey Lindsay hanging on to 2nd, but maybe not for long. Kolb is there and fighting.
yeah, teammates fight, duking it out here. Blair Motorsports 2nd and 3rd.
And up the inside goes the 52, way late on the brakes. Side by side for 2nd spot, and through goes Kolb. Glory Motorsports teammates.
Yep, and Lindsay going to yield a spot and let in the 52 go up ahead and potentially challenge James Miller in the 09, who's 2.2 seconds up the road.
So Miller continues to drive away. Now, his one goal is don't do what he did last time as Nick Miller has crashed. We're still green right in front of the leaders, and Miller slams on the binders and squeezes on by the outside.
I was just going to say, I was feeling like we were due for a caution. There it was with the 99 of Nick Miller. Whoa!
Brent Miller almost got run into again. The Hooters on the side, but it shouldn't be that distracting. So, let's roll on back here and find out exactly what happened to the 99.
I don't know. This is kind of interesting to see what happened here. Brent Miller in behind.
Oh, just got loose.
Yeah.
And was chasing it. And right here, this is what made me nervous.
Good call there, just staying still.
Stay put.
Yeah.
Don't move.
Fall a lot down, so that's the only unfortunate part of that. But if we do get another caution, he should be the free pass recipient. Notice too, not a single driver down on pit road. I think everyone learned their lesson from the first race. Unless your car is absolutely destroyed, don't come down.
Yeah, stay out. Track position is key tonight. So 17 laps in, make it 18 now. We saw a lot of drama towards the tail end of last race, starting up a little bit early in this one. People already looking really aggressive, but our first issue was actually for a single car incident. Who do you think's the next one to bite the dust?
I'm trying to look here at the names here. I don't know why. There's nothing against him, but I feel like someone's going to take out Acosta. I mean, you were talking about the bat and the ball. I think Acosta is going to be the ball. I don't know who's going to be the bat, though.
Is there anyone that has not run into Brent Miller yet tonight?
Grunberg? I don't think he's run into
I think Grunberg was the first one that ran into Brent Miller.
Was he?
Yeah, this is the one that sent him backwards in the first place.
Oh.
So, coming to the restart here. Yeah, oops. Pay attention, you're fired. Coming to the restart, lap number 20. Miller, Cole, Corey Lindsay, Jeffrey Fisher in the 06. He's creeping up into the top 5 here. Oh, we got to jump.
Whoa.
Gonna stack everybody up. Green flag back in the air. A little bit of a naughty start there by a couple of drivers.
Yeah, Grunberg almost got into the back of the 06 of Fisher. Gonna be still caught up there side by side.
Oh, there they go!
Oh.
The 2 car slips and slides, contact, they crash, and into the wall they go down in turn 1. Finian cheering, hands in the air, because he was right, and Acosta goes backwards.
That was sort of right.
Oh, we're not done yet. 5 and 06 side by side. There's Sam Close right in the mix. Oh, big bobble. 89. Pulling his way back through the field. Oh, this is going to be messy. Big stack up. Nose to tail. There's Acosta to the inside of the 99 again.
Boy. All right, so it looks like they somewhat
Elbows out.
sorted out.
I just elbowed Finian in the ribcage, if anyone was wondering. I have the unique ability as a sim broadcasting to elbow in the ribcage my commentary partner, and trust me, I'm taking advantage of it right now. He's real, folks. He's not just a voice.
Turning my arm now.
Good.
I don't think as much as these guys' arms as they're constantly turning left.
Buddy. Good work. And Groomer's up to P4, quarter of the way through this race, and hunting down Corey Lindsay now the next on the chopping block.
Yeah, and I'm still amazed with Corey Lindsay. He's having a really solid run. You know, typically his car will run just inside the top 10. Oh, as I say that, Groomer almost gets to do the quarter panel of Lindsay as he drifts a little bit too high. He's been opening up that lane for the 54. Now you see Lindsay dropping straight down in front of him, trying to keep him in behind.
Here he comes up the inside, big dive down the inside lane. Hackether are going to try to follow on through here, but they still run door to door at the exit of 4.
Oh, Hackether going to throw it in really hard, going to slide up the hill just a little bit, almost into the 00. And Lindsay going to lose another spot back into 5th. Hackether's trying to get clear of him. There he goes into 3.
And here's Nathan Velez creeping up into the mix. Remember where he started, Finian? Well, I sure don't. It was back at the tail of the field, 13th place.
Yeah, race 1 didn't really go too particularly well. He was involved in the first 2 cautions of race 1, so looking to redeem himself here. Currently running in 6th, potentially 5th or 4th if he can get past the guys ahead of him.
Leader's right into the middle of
Whoa,
traffic now.
sideways out of turn 4.
I think it was turn 2 over there, wasn't that? Yes. It's hard to keep track of what side of the racetrack we're on sometimes on these tiny little ovals. So Miller, we're into some lap traffic now. Behind him, Sam Close and Jeffrey Fisher. That's for 7th. Carlos Acosta, Brent Miller. That's for 11th spot. And here comes, whoa, James Miller right in the tailpipes. And Brent Miller puts him up the racetrack. And through he goes, put the 89 lap down.
I'm careful having Acosta because he's got even more nose damage than he had before. That whole incident we saw down in turn 1. But now going to fall a lap down potentially to James Miller as he's coming up in behind.
A little bit of a bobble for the leader. Cole is now under attack from that race 1 winner, Matt Gruberg, 1/3 of the way through this race and battle for 2nd.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit harder to fight with. Cobes has been doing a pretty good job of defending so far.
Oh, in the wall.
Oh, yeah. Now it's just barely going to open up the door for the 54. Not enough room to make a move to the inside.
Thinking about it, planning out his moves here.
Cool, so trying to take advantage of that apron, but you saw they got the car loose, and that's really why you can't run it. And now here comes Grunberg up the inside.
And lots of lap traffic to use as a pick. Oh, that's Nick Miller, and he slots in. Contact there front to rear for the 52 on the 54. Message sent and received.
He can send as many messages as he wants, but Grunberg sending the message that he's going to drive away from the 52, now trying to set his sights on James Miller up the road, but now he's got to deal with that lap traffic. So he's gotten around the 99 of Nick Miller, now working on a couple. also the 89 of Brent Miller. So Grunberg's got to work through some lap traffic. Then he can finally start putting some time down to James Miller. Now looking back at Sam Close in the 5.
Oh, caution behind him, Carlos Acosta. You were right.
Hey! I was right.
Round he goes. That car is torn up.
I do feel bad for him because he's just not had a good night, but I'm glad I'm right though.
Oh, this is from our second place driver, Matt Grunberg. There was some contact here.
I said Matt Grunberg was going to be the bad too.
There it is.
I was right.
Whoa, he almost got upside down.
I'm so proud. Look, Mom, not a failure.
I don't know if that's true, but Grunberg hits pit lane. Out of shame or out of oh, pace car driver had something on his mind earlier because he came down pit lane.
How does she?
And why? Why do you do this, James? Every time out of the lead, you're gonna lose the race again. Why do you do that?
I don't know. These guys should have more than enough fuel, so I guess they really want tires.
What are you doing? I don't get it. He's gonna give this race away again.
I guess he wants right side tires. Imagine right sides only, because you definitely don't have enough time to change all 4.
What are the winning lottery numbers?
21, 54, 77.
There we go.
I feel like there's more numbers in the lottery than that. Is it a 5? There you go.
Those were mine. Is that how that works?
It depends on the lottery, I think. I feel like there's one that's like 3 numbers and then there's like another. I don't know, Powerball is like 5. I don't do the lottery.
I could use the lottery. Right?
I
I wonder how if the lottery's picked up because everyone's like just kind of chucking it, you know.
Well,
Going
you're
for
gonna buy
it, clicking the stamp and sending it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're in quarantine, might as well
I
try
always
to
think
win
the
the lottery.
lottery's stupid.
What?
I always thought the lottery's stupid. Like the idea of it. Like you're never gonna win it.
You can't win if you don't play. All right, coming to the restart. Can't win this one if you don't play. Green flag back in the air. Let's get back out there in the Georgia sandbox.
Hey, there you go. And now on the restart, interesting stuff here as Kevin Finn's boxed in with cars on either side working up the inside of Velez.
I can't believe no one's. People probably have made that joke before about boys never going out of their sandbox at a dirt track. You know, it's a big boy sandbox.
Some local racetrack announcers made that.
Velez out of line. So where is James Miller? Back in 6th. I just don't think it's worth it. Justin Kolb is already a couple seconds out in front of Miller, and we're almost halfway through this race, and things tick away very quickly at this pace.
Yeah, there
there goes the 0-0. And Lindsay down the racetrack and into the inside wall. He'll get back rolling. We stay green.
Oh, might have to back up, and this might bring out a caution here. Oh, you did a good job of trying not to bring out the caution. So props to Lindsay for that.
Oh, James Miller really putting pressure on the 14 now.
You got that fresh tire. Still don't think it was worth it.
No, he's not going any faster than the leaders right now.
I mean, if it was like a 200 lap race, I would say maybe at that point, but it was only 100 laps and we're just now approaching halfway at the completion of this lap.
And Grunberg's going to go right back on by here. I'm curious about the 54 because he was a race 1 winner. He's now has 50 laps to get back. Here's a battle for 3rd. Grunberg to the inside of the 5 of Sam Close.
Yeah, this is going to open up a chance if once Kevin Finn gets on by. I think Grunberg's going to be able to pull him by as well, although Finn not having much success with the 5 at the moment.
Oh, this is a great 4-way fight for 3rd, excuse me. Hagedorn's a little ways up the road. Caution out, Nathan Velez is around in the background. And in the tire tracks of where Corey Lindsay was.
Yeah.
Oh, there was some contact here. He finished him off, but
yeah.
it was already bound to crash anyway. So caution out just past the halfway point of this race. Bye, Finian. Where are you going? Oh, Finian's gonna go blow his nose. He's leaving me all by myself. Fired. Anyway, so Justin Kolb leads this race. in the 52 car. Matt Hackathorn holds on to second place. Hackathorn started up front in the previous race, started in the tail here, 8th up to second for the 84 car. Then Kevin Finn back in third, Sam Close, James Miller, Grunberg, Hines, Fisher, Miller, and Velez, the rest of your top 10. And Carlos Acosta in 11th. He is the first driver 1 lap down, and Corey Lindsay, now back rolling, is also a lap down in 12th spot. Back to work. You decided you wanted to be a part of this? Les hits pit road in the 48. Reason not to, already a lap down, might as well. James Miller is
coming straight back.
Is he confused? I mean, I'm confused.
I don't know. We said everybody's been confused.
Pacecar got confused, and he's programmed to do the right line. I don't even think iRacing knows what you're supposed to do down there.
Flagman's also confused half the time.
Although,
I didn't put a starter cam. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's just subpar all the time. You still have to work with here, folks.
Yeah, the funny thing is that a lot of the tracks, at least the older tracks, a lot of them have the starter cam already. This doesn't. So I think I'm so used to having it already in place.
I'm just glad that Nick Thisson from ATVO solved the restart calamity with the flags getting all wonky, but flags not getting wonky now. They're going back green. 58 of 100. Green flag back in the air.
Axel trying to clear Kevin Finn, but Finn gonna throw it up the inside,
close around sideways. He saves it.
Asia, no one else got involved in that. Gonna continue to roll off in 8th, and meanwhile up for 2nd. Axel somehow gonna win that battle on the outside lane, and now they're gonna try to chase down Justin Coe up ahead. Oh, Grunberg in behind, leaving tire marks out at turn 2.
Miller's still hanging on to 5th. Hasn't been able to really gain any spots from there. For 2nd spot, though, here comes the 14 back up the inside.
Grunberg's also going to try to make this an opportunity so he can also get on by the 84 of Hackathorn.
Hackathorn's going to lose a couple spots here. Grunberg goes on through, and now Miller to the bottom of the racetrack. 84 got spooked there a little bit. Less than 40 to go. 8 minutes left in this race. Sparks bouncing off the wall from somebody up here. And Hackathorn drops all the way back to 5th. But now Justin Kolb's got a 7/10 of a second lead. All he had to do was not pit under caution.
Well, here's the thing. We were talking about that. I mean, Grunberg and Miller are up in 3rd and 4th, respectively. So, I mean, they can get on by Kevin Finn. They have fresh tires to catch up to Cope. So,
Grunberg was 2nd before. So, I'm not really sure if we can attribute this to the tires necessarily.
Well, if anything, he's going to have some sort of advantage. But
yeah, I mean, being Matt Grunberg is an advantage.
That's true. Yeah, I think for Miller, it was definitely
Miller had
to surrender
track position over Grunberg before, and now he's got to get back by him.
And he had some decent pace too, so I think he could have extended this lead out even more to the point where Grunberg would have had a tough time tracking him back down, especially now that Grunberg's struggling to make a pass on Kevin Finn, who's holding on to 2nd.
Oh, closed right up to the tailpipes of the 14. Last third of this race underway. Kolb leads the way by 5/10 of a second. Miller taking a look at Grunberg, but unable to get back down to the inside. Big dive in 3 and 4.
Oh, Grunberg into the wall, and that's going to give Miller an advantage heading down into 1.
And he actually lifted and lets Miller complete the pass and move the 09 up to 3rd. Still has to get by Kevin Finn and then go up there and chase down the 52.
There's those Grunberg saying, here, you do the work for me. Try to make an opportunity out of getting past Kevin Finn.
That's the 06 of Fisher getting a piece of the wall for 2nd. Maybe I misspoke, because that 09 is certainly charging his way back through the field now. He's got that thing up and rolling.
Yeah, that's why I think Grunberg's trying to use him.
Oh, there he goes. He punts the 14. Big slide for Kevin Finn. Can he save it?
Wow.
Yeah, he does.
But here comes the 09 to the inside of those that worked out.
Oh, are we going to see some retaliation here, maybe, though?
I mean, I would say it's fair.
Kevin Finn tucking in behind, throttles back up. Oh, he's going to get tight. I think his opportunity's gone.
I'm surprised he didn't try. I would have.
Good to know. Last 30 laps of this race, and Miller is through. Now the 14 of Kevin Finn's holding up Grunberg and Hackathorn.
this didn't quite work out for Grumber. He's back at square one, now stuck in behind the 14 again, and now has lost his spot. Grumber's gonna have to be a little bit aggressive here to open that door up.
So Miller was a tenth quicker than Kolb last time by, and that time was a little bit less than a tenth, 300ths of a second. Not quicker. Coming on the last 25 laps. So here comes Grumberg taking another stab at Kevin Finn, unable to do that. Deeper in the field, Hines and Sam Close fighting together. But Kolb's got a pretty sizable lead. He's just got to not screw up at this point. 25 to go.
Well, if at the pace that Miller's going at, he will catch him.
Well, you always say passing is a whole different thing than getting there. That's not how that saying is said. But you know what I'm trying to say.
That's like you can't plagiarize. Type it up a different way. To the inside, here comes Grumberg.
Catch 23 situation.
Grumberg to the inside to Finn in turn 3.
I'm not a pessimist, I'm an optometrist. Whoa, 14 in the wall, hard out of 4. That's going to let Grumberg on through, and Hackathorn takes a dive up the inside.
Yeah, quite a few guys have been hitting the walls. You know, you only come out to the wall for a little bit. Some of these guys have been miscalculating hitting it several different occasions.
All right, make a prediction now. 9/10 of a second, about 20 laps to go. Does Miller win this race, or does Kolb win this race, or somebody else?
No, I think in the Radius catching him, he showed some pretty good pace earlier in the race. I think we saw him be very aggressive on the back of Kevin Finn. And Kolb makes a mistake there. So I don't see why he wouldn't be aggressive on the back of 52 with a win just in the distance.
Okay, I'm going to make a prediction that he gets up here, they make contact, Kolb spins, and someone else wins this race. I'm going to say Grumberg gets it done.
As usual, Grumberg's going to appear out of nowhere.
Well, here he comes for the lead. 19 laps to go at Lanier for the Yinzer Graphics Super Late Model Tour. Kolb leads the way, Miller back in second. Then it's Gruenberg, 1.2 back in third. We have a battle for the lead on our hands.
Really coming down to the wire here, just under 4 minutes of racing left to go.
Here we go, he's to the bumper. Now how patient is he, or is he patient at all?
No, I don't think he's going to be patient at all. I mean, he might try maybe to pass cleanly until 90 to go, and I think then he's going to start getting...
90 to go, that was a little while ago.
10 to go,
There you go.
lap 90. And then he's going to start getting a lot more physical.
Now, he's able to turn down so much more on quarter exit. I don't even know if he's going to have to get physical. He can just make a hard left right there and throttle up, and he can stay even with the 52.
It's going to be hard to try to accelerate while keeping that car down there. Gotta be a little bit quick with this.
He slowed up Miller. Yeah, Gruber has closed quite a bit. 15 to go this time through.
Well, I wouldn't waste too much time here because you're going to have to spend some time side by side. That's going to also help Grunberg out quite a bit to follow on through, and that's the last thing this 09 needs. Acosta going high in fourth if they let the leaders on by. Indeed he will.
Oh man, this is making me nervous. I don't see this going this clean for too much longer. Closing in on 10 to go. Arcing it in a little bit deeper. Going to try to get a run off the corner. Here he comes. Run up on corner exit. Kolb goes defensive. Can he go the long way around? He's going to try.
I don't think he's going to. He may try to get a nice run off in turn 2. Wasn't able to capitalize on that.
It's a matter of time now. Gruber closing. I think Miller's feeling that pressure now with that 54 closing.
I think really for Cove, if he just holds his line like this, he'll be able to hold both these guys off. Here comes Miller now on the outside.
It's a good run up there. I'm not sure if he'll be able to complete it. He's going to try, though. And the 52 is loose on the bottom of the racetrack. He might be able to complete the pass. Around the outside goes James Miller. Upside down in race 1. Can he complete the pass up top? What a move. Can he make it stick? Wow, he does.
Wow, fantastic driving out of James Miller in the 09 pass cleanly on the outside lane.
And he's through. What a move.
Yeah, that really was impressive driving.
Oh, 52 to the bottom of the racetrack.
Yeah. I think he used the fact that 52 is tight to his advantage there, working that outside lane. I'm curious now what Gruber's going to do to try to get him by, but Cove isn't done yet.
No, he's fighting back as hard as he can, but I just don't know if he's got the tire left. You see the understeer there. He has to use the apron to hook that car down and keep the corner underneath him.
Who needs tires when you have fenders?
You need enough time to at least get to him. I'm not sure that he will be able to.
You can see how much he's struggling on the exit of the corners to even keep up.
Watch it! Jeffrey Fisher around. Oh, that changes everything.
Now the turntables.
Oh, boy. There was their contact. Maybe a little bit between these two. Or maybe a lot bit between these two.
Oh, round he goes. Doesn't get any damage from it.
I was wondering if there was some previous fire these two might have had together. Sure go. You can see the brake rotors through the hood. How hot those things are right now. I wonder, they should make the headers glow too.
Oh yeah.
On the engine, that would be cool. iRacing, where you at?
You only be able to see it when the car has a lot of damage though. But it would be pretty cool.
Well, I would put a camera in there. They had header cameras in NASCAR.
Well, yeah, but do you want to put it in these cars?
Okay, not this car.
Well,
But
just
like the new cars, they have really nice engines. Do you see the Corvette DP? That engine is amazing.
I mean, yeah, but like I'm saying, in like a stock car, like the inside, they're just not gonna give. Well, the Corvette you can, because you can kind of see some of the, so you have it has to be like good quality.
Okay,
You
but
can't
at
really
least I can see the headers in the Corvette DP or the Ferrari 488 or
Oh no, I don't think you.
no, you can't in the Audi.
Isn't it covered though?
What about the exhaust? Like the inside of the exhaust? Oh,
Do you think how the exhaust glow like in a Assetto Corsa?
yes.
Like at night, oh, those cars look so good.
Okay. Well, now what?
You're gonna race to the finish.
Race or wreck?
A little bit of both, I think.
Okay.
Rumor's actually gonna be an advantage. He's gonna be starting the inside lane.
Well, it's only an advantage if Miller chooses the inside, which he will.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. He's gonna just try to get a better jump.
Coming to the green with 2 laps to go. Here we go. Miller, Cole, Gruenberg, Finn, Hackathorn, your top 5. The Yinzer Graphics Super Late Model Tour from Lanier. It's been a doubleheader night. It all comes down to 1 more mile of racing here in Georgia. Green flag back in the air, 2 laps to go. And the 52 cuts right down to the inside. Is he gonna move him? He's to the bumper. He slips. He's out of control. Through to second comes Gruenberg to the bottom of the racetrack. Coming to the white flag, James Miller with a crazy move down the pit lane we thought wouldn't work. He's out in front by a metric mile.
And Gruenberg's never gonna catch him at this way. Oh, sideways off at turn 2, does he?
There they go. There they go. They're all crashing in turn 3. Checkered flag, James Miller.
Oh, wow.
He slides across the line, and he's a victorious driver in Lanier. Big crash down in first corner, and everybody's piled up.
They were 4 wide in the middle of 3 and 4 without crashing really until the exit. So solid job there.
Why do we never have a...
I'm sorry, I forgot there's fireworks here.
Hold on. I'm not doing this. Hold on. Be right back. There. Now we get to see them. And then they're covered by the one grass. I mean, come on. Well, James Miller can probably see him. There you go. What a night. That is awesome.
Yeah.
That might be the best burnout I've ever seen.
Oh, he somehow did not hit the bear. Oh, he's just gonna go. I want to see how long he can continue this.
Keep it going. Keep it going. This is amazing. Oh, this is the best. This is the best.
Wow. I'm really hoping he can make a
Oh, this is amazing. Keep going. Keep going. Oh, he moved the motor.
Yeah.
What a burnout. Here's a look. That definitely is the best one I've ever seen. Here's a look at your finishers. What a crazy night.
Yeah,
that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Actually, how many cautions do we have there? I feel like it was 2 or 3.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah. So it was a really solid amount of anything. And it was a really good green flag racing, all leading up to a 2-lap shootout at the end. And those guys kept it really clear. I actually want to, if we can, either before the interviews or after, I want to take a look as they're coming to the line out of 4.
Okay. Go do that now. I'm having a lot of fun.
They're 4 wide.
We've had a lot of streams lately that are super serious. Not that this one isn't, but I like to have a little bit of fun sometimes, and tonight was fun. Tonight was a lot of fun. There's a look at the replay here. I think everybody was in this.
Yeah, look at that. 4 wide for a second there.
Oh, 14 guys put hard on the wall.
Everyone was crashing at the line.
Oh. Actually, let's run on board with the 06. Watch this. Fireworks in the air. Fireworks in the sky. Wow.
And Carlos Acosta ups it now.
And he sticks the landing. All right, we'll be back in just a moment to talk to your race winner and more. Stay with us. Welcome back live to Sim TV and the Yinzer Graphics Super Late Model Tour here with our third place finisher, Matt Hackathorn, in the number 84 Valley Vape Dodge Charger out there. Matt, a wild race tonight, lots of pushing, shoving, elbows out action. It was a fun race to watch. How was your night out there?
It was pretty good. I just got too friendly with the wall too often, so I didn't have too much at the end. And then in the first race, I got spun and a ton of left front damage, but I still held on the second. I don't know, I think where that'll put me on the overall standings, but all in all, a good night. I had fun.
Out there, it seemed like elbows were getting kind of sharp and jagged there towards the end, and you mentioned the right side damage. Do you think that damage was hurting you at all, or was everybody kind of bent up a little bit?
I think everyone was kind of bent up for the most part, but I had hit the wall like 6 laps in a row consecutively trying to figure out what those AV guys were doing, but I don't know. They got them trash control boxes or something, but it was fun. I had a good time. I think if I didn't have the damage, I might have got Matt in the first race, but the second race, I don't know what the heck happened. I was a little bit off, and I'll just take a good third place in the second race.
All right. Hey, thanks for talking to us, Matt. Congratulations. Third place run for you tonight. We'll see you later.
Awesome. Thank you. Have a good night.
Sure. Moving on now to our second place finisher and race 1 winner, Matt Gruenberg in the number 54. Matt, we're used to seeing you win races left, right, up and down and center, but tonight a win in race 1, second in race 2, you got to be pretty happy with that, but you had an opportunity to grab the lead on a restart. Didn't quite happen. Walk us through it.
Yeah, we had a pretty good night tonight. Definitely had some tempers flaring in the second race. I accidentally got into Carlos going into 3 there, and kind of had to work my way back up again. And then tried to make a pass on the outside, and then my teammate ended up passing me on the bottom, and he ended up getting the win. So yeah, it was a good win for him. It was a good all-around day for, I guess, AV racing. So we'll take a good points day, and we'll move on to next week.
Was there some discussion about tire strategy? Because we saw James pit in race 1, kind of gave away the win there, and we saw him pit again in race 2. We were all screaming up here in the booth not to do the same thing again. Did you guys know it was worth it, or was there something else going on in that team?
Yeah, so the first race, I made a comment before James fitted, and I said that I'm pretty sure if we take 4, we're going to go a lap down. And that's what happened to James. So I kind of gave him a hard time after he went a lap down after that. And so the second race, I wanted to try and see if you could do 2 tires and not go a lap down, and that seemed to work out a little bit better. I don't know with the pace car going around another lap on pit road if that helped everyone go a lap down or not in that first race. But yeah, I knew I was going to go to the back anyway from getting into Carlos, so I just took right sides and just helped me get back up there. So
Win and a second place for the 54 tonight. Matt, thanks for talking. We'll see you next time.
Yep, thanks for having me.
Now to our race winner, James Miller. James, we owe you an apology. We were screaming up here in race 2 not to pit, because in race 1 it cost you. Race 2, it got you the win. Walk us through that strategy decision and holding off your teammate and others for your win here tonight.
Yeah, well, the first race was going great, perfectly to plan, had a really good car, and I knew that tires were going to be really, really important. I just didn't take into account how long it would take to take 4 tires there. So that put us a lap down. We started like 4th on the grid or something, maybe 5th, and passed everyone but Matt by the time that Kaja came out. So we got the lucky dog, but that put me back way to the end of the field. And unfortunately, way too many lap cars just doing their own thing, not letting lead lap cars go by, and ended up getting the back of the 87 there, and went for a wild ride on the backstretch, and ended up being a turtle which was really unfortunate. But I'm not sure if, I mean, I was third at the time, so might have been a good top 3. But this race, exact same. Yeah, lap 40. This time I just took 2 tires, took right sides. That way I could actually get out at the right time. And yeah, it was a little, the balance was a little off at first, and you know, it's really hard to pass out there with everyone making wide arcs. I was trying to get to everyone's outside, but that's where they'd start entering the corner, so I'd basically just drive into the back of them, and then lap 70 accidentally got in the back of Kevin Finn there, who made an amazing save, which I'm really glad of, because yeah, I messed up. My spotter said Carlo on the exit, and I got a little impatient and really pushed and just messed that all up. So luckily he kept going, and then I guess I got into the back of Kolb on the exit, got him a little loose, so he started running the bottom a bit more, and I was able to get to his outside, and I think it took maybe 3 laps, if that, and went right by him on the outside, and yeah, just clean restart there and brought it home.
I've heard a spin to win, but flip to win is a new one, James. Hey, congratulations on that. Enjoy the victory. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Here tonight, Finian, and that's going to wrap things up for this evening. It was a long day. I've been up since about 9:30 this morning working on things for one reason or another, whether it be for SRO America's GT Rivals, which we did this afternoon from Bazzano, then to the Coca-Cola of Kokomo Elite Series from Circuit of the Americas, and then to Lanier, the Inzographic Super Late Model Tour. This night is now over. Next stream you're going to see will be tomorrow night, 9:30, be the ERSCA from Dover. Corey Silva and Brandon Kreutz will have that for you. We'll be on the 3-wide situation tomorrow. Nationals from, I recall off the top of my head, where are we?
Texas.
Texas tomorrow, you're right about that. And then Tuesday, Fuel heads somewhere that I haven't done the thumbnail yet, so I don't know, but
They
we'll...
go do Talladega.
That's right, I won't be on that one. I'll be on Grid Life, because if you head to Grid Life's YouTube channel, I'll be doing their Grid Life Quarantine Cup. Is what they're calling that one. So Finney will be with Brandon Kreutz.
Oh, you're gonna mix Watkins.
I know I'm gonna miss Watkins. I don't even care at this point. It looks so terrible. All right, we'll be see you tomorrow night. Have a good one.